think it's really great that Hanne was presenting before me, because I'm going to show you a couple of real-life experiences across a lot of these topics. But there's a lot to say about growth. And for the last 10 years, I've been working with growing companies in the broadcast technology industry in Norway, from about 10 to 60, 70 employees, and about the same amount of revenue. I've also been part of collecting about $7 million in investment funding, and this is exciting. To be part of that growth sprint is really exciting. So exciting that when I was asked to grow a finance company doing debt collection this spring, I thought, why not? So I moved from broadcast to finance, and I'm going to share some of the pieces that I have experienced over the last 10 years, selling products in a very changeable environment. So I started working with technology after having a film production study. I was working with movies and advertisement, and it was very abstract to understand what is between all of these things that is happening, which becomes an end-user experience digitally. But I understood the problems, and TV2 Sumo is a good example of this problem. There was a threat from the Norwegian government that TV2 were maybe not able to send their content on the linear broadband. So the government was discussing about terminating the contract. So TV2 Interactive was created based on this threat. We need to send our content somewhere. Let's try the internet. And it became very popular within other TV stations to try this. So TV2 sold to MTV3 in Sweden, no, MTV3 in Finland, TV4 in Sweden, and Canal+. And it became a good idea to create a company. So I joined Vimon the moment when we were about to sell globally. And my first job was to function as something like a potato between sales and marketing and product development and project management. We delivered the first world championship in ice hockey to MTV3 Finland, and we built this global sales strategy. And product marketing was very interesting. This was an event in Las Vegas, and we went over with a team of 15 people, and this is 10 years ago. Every architect and CTO and CEO and everyone was sitting inside that little tiny meeting room until 5 minutes before the event was opening, and then everyone was told, this is how it's working. Everything is hacked together with duct tape and glue behind the scenes, and you cannot go out of script. All right, we could not go out of script because it would just crush the whole technology. But we had customers in the Nordic. We had a product that was coming from the most connected area in the world, and we had a success, and we created trust. And we demoed our solution to over 400 people that week, and we got some big fishes coming. Big fishes from Silicon Valley came, and we got their trust, and we sold 8 months later something that we called customer finance product delivery. We had some things that we could sell to other customers in the IP of that project. The customer had the rest. The customer was the world's largest set-top box operator, Comcast. But what strikes me is that things have changed so quickly. People changed. Everyone changed. When I told my father that I finally got a job in a TV2 system, he was like, yay! But what are you supposed to do? I'm going to create TV on the internet. Well, why should I sit in my office and watch TV? We all know how that story evolved. Everything that comes to you when it's in television is now during internet. So 10 years ago, it was OK to sell a vision and an ID. And in some markets, it probably can be a way of selling. But things have changed. Things have started to happen. Because everyone got connected. Everyone changed their habits, and everyone changed the way we're looking at products. If I'm buying an HR system for my new company today, I'm going online to figure out how it works, and I want to test it. I want to figure out how my MailChimp is working. I want to test it. I want to log in. I want the freemium. I want to figure out myself. Not because the world changed. I changed. I changed in the way I think about buying products. And in business to business, That is a major change for many. I moved after Vemon to another cool company. We created a product called Interactive Graphics, again, solving a problem. We solved the problem about kids don't watch TV as long as we want them to. So we created a product that makes them retain within the product. So we increase the time they spend within the NBA environment with their advertisement, with adding all of these clickable, interactive data streams into the product. At this point, it was OK to ask for a pre-project. We were asking for a project that said, we can try it on. And a lot of people wanted to try it on, wanted to do like a proof of concept, had a budget for that, wanted to show to the C-level team how it was working. And then suddenly something happened. Do you have a freemium? Can we test it for free? I just want to look into it. I just want to look under the hood. This is very different from selling product as we did in Vemon, when we gained the trust and we were able to carve our way into sales. And then suddenly everyone wanted to test it. So we needed to change. We needed to change in a way that we provided products that the market was asking for. So we did what was needed. We took a piece of the NBA product that didn't need all the data streams or all the connection to Sportscast or Opta data or whatever you do in sports. And we said we needed a testable version. So we created this product, which is a quiz. It's an interactive quiz module on top of TV. And CBS, they just said, OK, all risk on you. That's cool. Let's test it on the State of the Union with Trump, with 250,000 pilot customers. Like this. Risk was all on us, so they could play around with it. That's quite cool. But that also changes how we do sales and changes how we work with product development. And we had every product team want to do everything. And a salesperson like me says, let's pick the pieces that's best and sell it and be very, very neat about what is the minimum viable product, what is the version 1, what is the version 2, and how do we build upon that? Because we need to prove that we're able to sell it. And I had a design manager once that told me that after you join this company, everything is about money. Yeah, well, that's not a bad thing. So, unfortunately, someone needs to kill your darlings, and no, someone needs to be the one that's killed the product team darlings and check if it's actually possible to sell it, and it works. And we need to create those environment in sales and product and marketing that actually work like that. I think it's great that a lot of companies are now looking at how to structure and work between silos, between design and technology. And I worked in a company where everyone was invited to hack days except the salespeople. We want to be part of this. We need to be a part of this. Salespeople need to be part of hack days. And then, yes, I worked for 10 years trying to solve the problems for these people working behind the scenes. And then suddenly I jumped to solve problems for these people. And the fascinating thing is that the problems and the challenges are just alike. If you have the talent of working within technology and looking at systems and how they solve everyday problems and automate for people behind the scenes, it's basically the same. In TV, we did something like this, very, very simply. Data source, third-party sources, platform, CMS for the backend, cloud distribution, put some payment on, and then have a front end. It's just the flow. It's just a workflow for anyone. So moving to finance and debt collection. My company today is trying to innovate debt collection. We're going to automate and innovate debt collection in a way that debt collection is not needed anymore. Meaning that we're going to work on closing the gap for anyone who has a company and has done a job and want to get decent paid for that. So in Kravia, we have just the same structure. We have the platform, the CMS, the cloud distribution, and the front end. The front end is for those who are the debitors, those who has a claim or need to pay something. And the back end is for those who's working with working within any agencies Yeah. But what we did in Kavia is very exciting, because I talked about risk, moving risk somewhere in the system. Because if you're a product company or a software company, risk is all on you. But we want to move risk out to someone else, so we're using as many other softwares anywhere and tying it into one workflow. We're trying to put risk on someone else as well. No one should try to create everything today. Be sure that you're moving risk from you, focusing on your core development and the core problem that you are solving, and then move risk to someone else. So we did that in this. Do I have more? Yes. I could say a lot about this, building this system architecture, moving risk, tying it all together, because it's very exciting to see how you can create sustainable business models around it. But you want to have you want it to take off. And today, I think one of the things that I want to share with you now is, what kind of team do you need to make product and sales and marketing and IT and DevOps and everyone work together? My experience is that I believe in these three, or not these three, this is just a stock shot, but it's very hard to find 3 people in a picture like this. But it's the internal hacker, the sales engineer, and the product marketer. And what do I mean with the internal hacker? I mean that if you're wiring together a total system architecture that's working for your customer, and then you're working for yourself, and you're working for your management, you need a person that is able to do this. So either you put it on your backlog that you need to wire everything together, or you have a team that is doing this. Because when all come to evaluation, you need data. We know that hacking growth, or whatever you want to do to escalate business development, you need data. You need to know what's happening behind the scenes, and you need to know how this is working. Putting it on your backlog to do internal stuff might just get moved out when customers are calling with a problem. But you need to have some people that is wiring this together so that you know everything in your business. In Kavia, we know everything. We have data from everything in the sales, everything in operation, everything in technology, and we have really nice Clipfolio and Cumul reports. Everyone is involved. Every owner is involved in those reports. And we know everything. And changes in everything in this system, of course, get to a ding-ding in Slack, and everyone knows what's happening in your shop. And then I believe in the product marketer. These days, a lot of Norwegian companies are hiring digital marketers. I think digital marketing is a very, very good thing to focus on, but I think that this person that is working between product and marketing and sales, you need someone to have the mandate that is working on product marketing, that also have the mandate of what is the definition of done. The definition of done in many technology companies are when the tech documentation is handed over. It should be when the product marketer has packaged everyone, the pricing is there, the collaterals are there, the videos are there, everything you need to support sales or go to market should be definition of done. And then you have the role of the sales engineer. I've been lucky to work with people that are much older than me that has been working in business to business with sales engineering for years. It's a very boring term from business to business, because today every salesperson working in any innovative tech company need to be a sales engineer. So you can't hire the sales engineer. You need to train people. You need to train people, and you need to have people working together, and you need to have the technology and UX designers and everyone who's working in product and IT to know the salespeople. And we need to constantly develop how we work together to create better product and turn around. Today, of course, you can buy a Vimeo freemium. Of course, you can do a 60 test, because we're working constantly with the product and the market to change. And these changes are important. So I think that if you're looking at companies, we're saying there's more like a hierarchical structure, and then you have a circular structure. I think by defining some roles that have a mandate to work within silos, you can try to switch from one side to another side. But at the same time, growing companies from 10 to 50 employees or 60 or 70 employees, I know that at some point, you actually need some structure. So living in kind of complete unstructured organization life, that works with a few people. But then you need to apply some structure. But you need also to be able to work between those structure and silos. Because we're people. And if we don't have any structure, we'll just do whatever we think is most fun at any time. And again, maybe that's not the most commercial best tactic to earn money, coming from a money person, unfortunately. But finally, this is my thinking of the world. This is finance. This is fun. Building products are never a straight line between finance and fun. It's kind of messy, but it's also very interesting. Thank you.